Okay, so today we'll be looking at elimination method in solving simultaneous equation. Remember, in the previous class, we have been able to define what simultaneous equations are, or what simultaneous equation is. A set of two or more equations with same variables to be solved at the same time and arriving at a common result that will satisfy all the equations. And I've given us examples of such kind of equations. So now you understand that simultaneous equation is just not two equations, but it could be 2, 3, or 4, or 5, or 6, depending on the level at which you're solving this mathematical problem. Today we want to look at elimination method, and we'll be dealing with two equations at your level. When I get to the Cyrus method or determinant method, we may try to use or to solve equations that have to do with 3 equations or 4 based on the equation that will be given to us. But today let's deal with 2 equations. Here we have 2x minus y is equal to 8. I will call that equation 1. You should be able to identify your equations respectively. Here we have 2x minus y is equal to 8, and here we have 3x plus y is equal to 17. That I will call equation 2. I would have loved to eliminate y quickly without wasting time, but I wouldn't do that. Let's start with the one that have bigger coefficients. I hope you know what is called coefficient. A coefficient is a number attached to a letter by times or division. A coefficient is a number or a letter attached to another number or another letter by the operation times or division. So if I ask you 2x, what is the coefficient of x? You tell me 2, because 2 is attached to x by times. But if I ask you in 2 plus x, what is the coefficient? You not tell me 2, because 2 is not attached to x by times. The operation between 2 and x is plus. So 2 will not be the coefficient of x. Rather, what will be the coefficient of x will be 1, because x alone has a coefficient that is hidden, and that number is 1, standing close to x by times or by division, whatever. So you must note that. So our first equation is 2x minus y is equal to 8. 3x plus y is equal to 8. To eliminate a given variable, the first thing you must do is to equate coefficient. The steps to take is to equate the coefficient. Equate coefficient. And that was why I said I would have eliminated y directly without wasting much time. Why? Because the two y's have the same coefficient. Here is minus 1 and here is plus 1. The coefficient of y in this equation 1 is minus 1. The coefficient of y in the second equation is plus 1. I would have eliminated y directly, but I wouldn't do that. So the first thing you must do is to equate coefficient. That's the first thing you must consider. And after that, check the coefficient. Check coefficient. If they have same signs, and if they have same signs, subtract variables. If they have same signs. If they do not, then add variables. To eliminate. Now, you'll notice that y in equation 1 and y in equation 2 have different variables. They have different variables. Okay, so let us just eliminate ones. Let's eliminate ones. Why? We want to eliminate y right now. Y have the same coefficient in the both cases, 1, 1. But the signs of this one are different. Here is minus 1, here is plus 1. Here is minus 1, here is plus 1. So the coefficient of y are already equal in the equation 1 and equation 2, but the signs are different. And I'm saying here that if they have the same signs, you should subtract equation 1 and equation 2, or whatever equations you're dealing with. If they have similar signs, you should subtract. But if they do not have similar signs, add the two equations. That variable you want to eliminate, we are eliminating y right now. To eliminate y, add equation 1 and equation 2, because the signs are different. And I said if the signs are different, add the two equations. That will be equation 1 plus equation 2. Equation 1 plus equation 2. Let's add directly. 2x plus 3x. That will give us 5x. Minus y plus y. That will be 0. Already. I also want to believe you know how to use your integers properly. Minus 1 plus 1 is 0, because it seems you're owing somebody 1 and you have 1. So minus 1 plus 1 is 0. Minus 1 minus 1. Minus 1 minus 1 is minus 2, because you're owing somebody 1 and you're owing another person 1. What you're owing in total is 2. That is why minus 1 minus 1 is minus 2. Minus 1 minus 1 is not the same thing as minus 1 times minus 1. Minus 1 minus 1 is not the same as minus 1 times minus 1. So take note of that. When we'll be dealing with our integers, you get to understand that better if you have issues with integers. I'm dealing with simultaneous equations right now. So minus y plus y means you're owing somebody y and you have y. If you pay your debt, it means you have nothing with you. I'm adding equation 1 and equation 2. 2x plus 3x is 5x. Minus y plus y is 0. 8 plus 17 is 25. So we have 25. So what we have there right now is 5x is equal to 25. And we're going to make x the subject of formula. I also want to believe you don't have issues with that. But when we are dealing with that, you get to understand that better. For us to make x stand alone, x has a value of 5. So 5 will need to leave to the other side. And remember, 5 is attached to x by times. The opposite of times is division. So when 5 is leaving to the other side, it becomes x is equal to 25 divided by 5. Which is x is equal to 25 over 5. And when you cancel out, you see that x is 5. So therefore, our x is equal to 5. So if you want to find the value of x, you will need to eliminate y. And if you want to find the value of y, you will need to eliminate x. So for us to have x is equal to 5, we needed to eliminate y. And we got this result eventually. Some people may want to use the alternative method. At this point, 5x is equal to 25. You divide both sides by 5 to make x stand alone. So 5 will cancel 5. 5 here is 5. So we have x is equal to 5. Now for us to find y, to find y, we will eliminate x. Now, in the equation given to us initially, we have 2x minus y is equal to 8, call that equation 1, and we have 3x plus y is equal to 17, call that equation 2. Remember, to eliminate a particular variable, we must equate coefficients. To eliminate a particular variable, we must equate coefficients. The first equation has 2 as a coefficient. The second has 3 as a coefficient. For us to equate the coefficient, you take the coefficient of the first of x in the first equation and multiply everything you have in equation 2. Take the coefficient in the second equation and multiply everything you have in equation 1. It's like saying cross multiplying coefficient. I've used 2 to multiply everything in equation 2, and I've used 3 to multiply everything in equation 1. That is how we are going to equate coefficients. To equate coefficients, you must do that, except the number you're dealing with are like minus y and plus y, or plus y, whatever. When they have single coefficient, you can deal with it straight. But when they have more than one coefficient, the only way to eliminate that by equating coefficient is to take this coefficient here, multiply everything in equation 1, and take this coefficient here, multiply everything in equation 2. And when we do that, we're going to have 3 times 2x will give us 6x. Will give us 6x. 3 times minus y will give us minus 3y is equal to 3 times 8 will give us 24. We're done with that. I'll call that equation 3. The next one, 2 times 3x will give us 6x. 2 times plus y will give us plus 2y is equal to 2 times 17 will give us 34. I'll call that equation 4. Now you notice that the both equations, the both coefficients in x are the same now. And I've stated clearly initially that if they have the same coefficient, we should subtract the equations. If they have the same coefficient, we should subtract the equations. And you should be very mindful of your use of integers, because if you're subtracting, the minus sign will affect every variable in that equation it is attached to. So we have to do equation 4 minus equation 3. That will be equation 4 minus equation 3. So equation 4 is 6x plus 2y minus equation 3, 6x minus 3y is equal to 34 minus 24. We have 6x plus 2y. The minus sign affects everything. Then we have minus 6x minus times minus will be plus 3y is equal to 34 minus 24. That will give us 10. Now you notice that we have plus 6x and minus 6x. You're owing somebody 6x and you have 6x. Your answer is 0. When after paying your debt, we have this will cancel out this. So what we have left is 2y plus 3y is equal to 10. Now they are of the same variable, so we can add them up. 2y plus 3y will give us 5y is equal to 10. If you divide both sides by 5 to make y stand alone, 5 will cancel 5. 5 here is 2. So we have y is equal to 2. So our final result is that x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 2. So these are the answers we are going to get if this equation is solved using the elimination method. And if any of you are going to use the other methods, you see arrive at x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 2. I want to believe you understood this method that I carefully put down. If you do not, you need to replay the class, the video, for you to have a better understanding. In our next other class, I'll be teaching the substitution method. So see you in our next other class. Do not forget to like and to share. And I said if you want to go with online classes, send me a message on my WhatsApp. I'll be dealing with that officially. So see you in our next other class.